education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world, end quote. Dennis Richards has made an indelible mark on the education sector here in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. He has dedicated a large portion of his life to shaping the characters of students. So much that he was recently awarded the Companion of the Star of Merit on National Heroes Day, September 16th. Good morning, Mr. Richards, and it's our pleasure to welcome you to Good Morning SKN.
Thank you for having me.
And congratulations once again on receiving your Companion Star.
Thank you very much.
You are certainly welcome. So what was your reaction when you found out that you were receiving this award?
Listen, it was a joyful moment. As a matter of fact, it was one of my friends woke me up on a phone call and said to me, you've been mentioned, you know. Initially, he gave me this national hero. I said, no, we're not going there.
Why
so
not?
Then I found out that it was the Star of Merit.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, to be honored and recognized by your nation,
Yes.
It's ultimate privilege. You know, it's a warm feeling. I still have not come down from cloud nine yet.
Stay up there.
Still up there.
Stay as long as you want.
Still up there.
Enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that. And congratulate the government for recognizing their citizens and awarding them justly. I really appreciate that.
All right, so let's talk about your time in education, obviously. How long have you been working in education, and what were some of the most memorable experiences that you have to date?
Working in education about at the CFPC for 22 years. So I've seen generations pass through. What's rewarded is seeing people like Samuel Duggins, who was one of my students, where he has reached. And when I look around past year and I see people, students who are being successful in their endeavors, it gives me a very warm and comforting feeling to continue.
That's great motivation indeed.
It is.
So what courses do you lecture? Since we're going to speak on the CFP, what courses do you lecture there?
Right now I'm doing art. I teach the architectural students art. We have a studio, which I collaborate with the design teacher, and also the timber students. Timber is the wood technology. I also teach them art. So that's what I'm doing with them.
Art in what form? I know it deals with drawing, but can you, for somebody like me that's not aware of what?
There's different mediums.
Okay.
For me, I teach sculpture. I would teach them, 3Ds. I also teach them 2Ds, which helps them in their architectural thing. Even the timber students, they have to be able to sketch and draw and present their work. And so that's basically what I do in terms of disseminating the information to them.
How did you become interested in art?
How did I?
Yes.
I really believe that God gave each and every one of us a talent to survive and to contribute. And from a youth, even in school, my friends tells me that they knew that that's where I was heading. I didn't know that's where I was heading, but that's what they told me, because I used to mark up the desk. If I look at all my books covers, they're all doodled up. And so I guess I was always thinking, even though when the teacher is speaking sometimes, I'm into my own little thing. And so I saw the progression of me going that way. It didn't really come out until I think I was getting ready to leave the US. Well, I used to do graphic arts for a publication there.
Okay.
And I recognized that, people was appreciating what I was doing. As a matter of fact, I used to decorate the halls and the teachers' offices. And so I used to get away with a lot of things because I was valuable as far as they're concerned.
Yes.
But when I was coming back to St. Kitts, because I always wanted to, my thing was to give back. I felt that I had something to share, and the space and time allowed me to come back to St. Kitts, because I had a grandmother also was living here, who took care of me before I left. So I wanted to spend some time with her before, she had departed. And her name is Nurse West, and she was a midwife in Newtown, and she delivered so many people in Newtown that her too, I really believe, should be recognized for what she have done, and is trying to get the Newtown Health Center in her honor. So that is something that we're working on. But the art, when we were growing up, we didn't have toys. We couldn't afford toys. So we had to make our own toys. And you had to come up with a certain skill set to compete with your peers. So that I saw that was happening with me. I was always into technology in terms of making things. And so I see that's where I was going.
So there was progression.
Yeah, and it worked out because when I came back to St. Kitts, I got involved. I was hired by the government printry, and that's when I was able to still propel my art because the printry designs, and that's where I got to do a lot of my designs in the printry.
There was something that's lingering right now for me. We spoke with Sir Kennedy Simmons today, and his book cover.
Yeah,
he said,
as a matter of fact, Dr. Simmons was the prime minister at the time when I was working for the government printry, so I was his designer. So he knew of me, and we just kept in touch in terms of what he was doing. Every time he wanted something done artistically, that's who he would call. And I was happy to be a part of that too.
As you should be.
Yeah. That's history in the making.
Yes, it is.
A multi-potentialite. You paint, sculpt, explore the graphic arts, and you are also a musician. What do the arts mean to you?
It means a lot to me, and I wish that we would promote the arts. And I'm thankful for what you're doing because you're helping to promote the arts. Everything around us is art. You see how beautiful the guys look? Someone had to design them. Someone had to make them. Art. You can't live. Imagine what St. Kitts would be. Imagine what the studio would be without art. So art is very, very important. We can have the same elements, and you would arrange them differently because you are an individual. So basically what you just need is the tools for you to be able to manifest your work. But so art is very, very important, and I think that we really should invest more in the art because if we're into tourism, what does the tourist look for? They look for what the individual have to offer. And that's, we have a lot to offer. There's so many artists around that don't get recognized. And we need to do that. And so therefore we can motivate the youths. And I'm happy that I'm in education. See, God knows what it is doing. And I'm telling you, if I tell you the whole scenario, how I came into art and into teaching, that needs a different program.
We're going to take you up on that because I sense that there is some information there that would be rich,
It needs,
All right, I'm going to throw a name out, and you're going to tell us a story. Oprah Winfrey. I'll even give you a year, in 1992.
Let me lead you up to that. There was the Venezuelans had an institute in Greenland. And they used to bring in lecturers to teach different areas. And one of them was pastel. And, all the top artists went to that particular. They were interested, and they went to that. Now, after you have a lesson, you're expected to present. And I was a little hesitant because what was given to me was for me to draw something by observation using pastels. So two different, remember I was really into abstract, expressing my own thoughts. Here is that you have to draw something and you have to use a medium that you're not familiar with. And then you remember I told you that we're going to be competing, not competing, but showcase it, I started to pull out of that. And I said, you know what? My dad used to tell me, son, do your best and leave the rest. You only could do your best.
Yes.
And so therefore, I took a shot of it. And it was amazing that when Oprah came to the exhibition that was being aired on Spencer Cameron Art Gallery, that's the one that she wanted.
You see?
You see, she's not supposed to quit. Can't give up. That's the one that she wanted.
Oh.
And so, I was,
Ooh.
there you go.
So Oprah was in St. Kitts?
See? Yeah.
I
See?
never knew.
I'm
Ooh.
signing hers.
She's
and
styling.
She's,
Yes.
yeah.
She's proud of the painting.
There she go.
Yeah.
There she
Did
go.
that impact your career in any way, do you think?
Yes, it did impact my career. And another piece that I'm, proud of, besides her, it's the central bank logo. And
It's you.
yeah, as a matter of fact, I was invited for an interview because they're commemorating the 40th anniversary. And I also, there's a stamp competition, which I entered. So I
Ooh.
received the acceptance of that, and they told me that they would like to interview me in terms of my contribution towards development of. But that was my thing. I always wanted to contribute towards development of St. Kitts, and that's one of the reasons that I came back to St. Kitts. Because St. Kitts at the time I see was developing, and you need developers, and you need people who have been out there and understand certain things to be able to come and give back. And I've been able to do that. So, like I said, God is a good God. He knew exactly what you want. And sometimes people says, it's long overdue. But listen, everything work. The time is important. Timing is important. Because I said, maybe if I was given the award 5 years ago, it may not have had the different attributes to it. It might have been just in one area.
Yes.
But it was seen at this particular time that it was in these areas. So I'm thankful.
Again, as you should be, honestly. I sense so much humility coming from you and a heart, like a spirit of contributing to our development.
Yes.
And that's authentic, and I do appreciate that. So.
Yes. If you look at a lot of my paintings, they represent St. Kitts. Even my T-shirt design, it says hooked on Sugar City, which I'm really hooked on Sugar City.
So any parting words for our viewing audience?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm in the process of doing a book. And when the book comes out, I would really appreciate the
Support.
the people contributing and assisting in the book, which would continue to excel the arts and promote the arts. And I always says, if your son or daughter is interested in the art, you need to encourage them to do that. Because some people say, maybe because you're academically inclined, that art is, like I just finished showing you, art is everything that you look around. Art is looking at the camera, art is computer art. It's everywhere.
Yes.
And so we need to pay more attention to the arts.